Some monuments are built to celebrate greatness. Others stand as silent witnesses to the darkest chapters of human history. Hidden among the historic streets of Old Goa stands a solitary stone pillar. For generations, the people of Goa have known it as Hat Katro Kam, the pillar of severed hands. But to understand the story behind this pillar, we must travel back to Portuguese Goa, a time when Old Goa was known as the Rome of the East. Churches were rising one after another across the skyline, and throughout the region, Portuguese authority was steadily expanding. The Portuguese called this monument Pelourinho Novo, meaning the new Pillory. Across the Portuguese Empire, pillories were symbols of royal authority and justice. This was the place where royal proclamations were announced. This was the place where public punishments were carried out. And this was the place where the power of the crown was displayed before everyone. But among the people of Goa, the pillar became known by a very different name, Hat Katro Kam, the pillar of severed hands. For centuries, that name lived on in the memories of the people. Even after the Portuguese Empire disappeared, the name never did. According to local tradition, those convicted of serious crimes were publicly punished at this very spot. Over time, stories of severe corporal punishment became inseparable from this monument. And so, the name Hat Katro Kam was passed down from one generation to the next. But history does not always speak with one voice. Many historians believe this monument was indeed a Portuguese pillory. But were people's hands actually severed here? That question remains a matter of debate even today. Some researchers believe the name preserves an old oral tradition. Others argue that the surviving evidence is still inconclusive. There is another remarkable detail that often goes unnoticed. Chapters of history that remain uncomfortable to remember. For more than 4 centuries, Goa remained under Portuguese rule. During parts of that period, especially under the Portuguese Inquisition, many Hindus, Muslims, Jews, and even converted Christians accused of heresy faced investigation, imprisonment, confiscation of property, exile, and severe punishment. Historical records describe restrictions placed upon Hindu religious practices, the destruction of many temples, the banning of public Hindu ceremonies in Portuguese-controlled territories, and pressure to embrace Christianity. For generations, these events left deep scars on the people of Goa. Among local traditions, stories also survived of brutal public punishments, carried out to instill fear and demonstrate colonial authority. One monument became forever associated with those memories, the Hat Katro Kam, the pillar of severed hands. According to local oral tradition, those who resisted Portuguese authority or refused religious conversion were publicly punished here. Some stories even claim that hands were severed at this very place, but modern historians remain divided. While the Portuguese legal system certainly used harsh corporal punishments, no surviving contemporary document has conclusively proved that amputation specifically took place at this pillar. The truth may lie somewhere between written history and the memories preserved by generations of Goans. What is beyond dispute is that the Portuguese Inquisition became one of the most feared institutions in colonial Goa. Thousands of people were investigated over its existence. Many were imprisoned. Many suffered confiscation of property. Some were executed after being convicted of heresy. Others disappeared from the historical record entirely. The full human cost and the suffering experienced by countless families can never be measured completely. History is not always written by those who suffered. Sometimes it survives only through monuments, through forgotten inscriptions, and through stories passed from one generation to the next. The Hat Katro Kam continues to stand, not as proof of every legend attached to it, but as a powerful reminder that history often leaves behind questions as much as answers.